Today, guys, we're going to be finally making some biryani, or more specifically, we're going to be recreating a biryani recipe that we recently just reviewed, Bon Appétit's best biryani in New York City. Now, with the original video, they didn't leave a recipe or a description on like all the ingredient lists and everything, so I had to reconstruct this from the video. So it's not going to be 100%, it's not going to be exactly the same if you went to the restaurant, but hopefully it'll be close. To start the recipe, we're going to be making some crispy onions. This is super easy to do at home. Red onions are primarily used because they're a little sweeter, they're less pungent, and it also brightens up the dish. Anytime that you even make, say, guacamole at home, I typically use red onions because it brightens it up. You want to cut them about this thick. You can cut them thicker if you want, but they're just going to take a longer time to cook, and if you cut them too thin, they'll cook very quickly, which is okay if you're quick, but they can burn. And you know how I said that the red onions are less pungent? Whew. As the oil is coming up to temp, it's a good idea to get a little tray with a little bit of paper ready. Put that next to the oil, and to get a spoon, a slotted spoon of some sort, or a spider to be able to take the onions out. And keep an eye on the temperature. You can either use a thermometer to check the oil, or you can drop a little onion in to make sure when the oil is hot. When doing this, just be careful because this will pop and spit at you. This is very important not to add too much, because if you're using a gas burner, you could have a fire on you. Once you notice that they're starting to turn golden brown like this, you want to be very careful because it will turn in an instant. If you have a few that are still not cooked, that's okay. The main thing is to not burn them. While they're still hot, you need to spread them out so they don't stay soggy. Now for the chicken curry, we're just going to be dicing up some tomatoes and some red onions as well. Also, a little trick. If you put your cutting board on the edge like this, you can put your pot or your little bowl here and then just slide all the food in it. You can take out the seeds if you want. You don't have to, but it just helps to cut them. Now, when you go to culinary school, they tell you to slice the tomatoes like this, yeah? With the skin facing down, because it's easier to cut through the skin. But it is faster, at least for me, if my knife is sharp, to just do it skin up. Now that we have everything prepped, we're going to make the chicken curry. We're going to be starting off by using some clarified butter. Bon Appetit was using ghee in their video. We have clarified butter. It's okay, either or. Clarified butter has a higher smoking point than the normal butter because you remove a lot of the impurities. So we can cook this at a lot higher temperatures. And if you'd like to learn on how to make some clarified butter, I actually made a video on that not that long ago. So be sure to check that out. First, we're going to add some bay leaves, some green cardamom, some black cardamom. This has a lot of fragrance to it, like a lot of smell. Then we're gonna add some nutmeg and mace. Believe it or not, the mace actually comes from the nutmeg. It comes from the same plant. They both have different flavor profiles, and the mace is used in a lot of Indian cooking. We don't use it as much anymore, but it's very tasty. And then we're gonna add our diced onions. Like he says in the video, you do need to stir this because it will stick to the bottom and it will burn. Once it starts to turn a nice golden brown color like this, we're going to start adding the other spices. We're going to be adding the ginger garlic paste from earlier. This is, as they did in the video, 50% garlic, 50% ginger. The easy way on doing it is you can get a little dish like this, take your microplane, take your garlic, and just start shaving. And for the ginger, the same thing. I'm going to be adding some turmeric powder and some chili powder. As soon as you add the powdered spices in, we're gonna add the tomatoes in. If you need to add a little more clarified butter or ghee, add it. Now as for the chili powder, today I'm using a little bit of pimenton, so a sweet paprika. I have Kashmiri chilies, but I'm the only one in the house that likes it, so I have to make this a little, well, less hot for everyone else so they can eat it. Otherwise I'm gonna be the only one eating it, which isn't a bad thing, but it's going to be a lot of food. Once the tomatoes get a little mushy, once they start to cook down, they start to reduce, we can add the chicken. You can use a wooden spoon or a silicone spatula, but make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan because you do not want the spices to burn. Now today we're going to be using some chicken thighs and wings. I butchered the chicken last night. I took off the skin, but I left the bones on. Also, when you're using like wings and everything, make sure you don't have any little feathers on here because nobody likes to eat feathers. I'm gonna add in some yogurt. Now in the video with Bon Appetit, the chef was using some Greek yogurt. That's what we're doing today, full fat, no extra sugar. You don't wanna add the like extra sweet Greek yogurt. Now we're just going to put the lid on the chicken and we're just gonna let this cook. It's gonna cook on its own. I'm gonna put the heat down. Check it every once in a while. Now for the rice. Today we're gonna be using some basmati rice. I got another type that I typically use because I use another type normally in the house. This was a much more expensive one. I could not get aged basmati rice. We're just gonna give this a good rinse to wash off any of the extra starch and any sediment or anything that it may have. Run it under some cold water, agitate it like this, and then just pour off the rest of the dirty water and repeat the process, rinse and repeat. So you can just leave this on the corner here, let that soak, and then we'll continue. Like the chef was saying in the video, the great way on doing this is you want to make the things that take the longest. So you make the curry first, you let that sit on its own off to the side as it's cooking, we make the rice. The only ingredient that I couldn't get today was New York tap water. I have to use my local tap water. Yeah, it's not the same. As it's coming up to temp, salt. We're gonna be adding some ghee as well. You can tell that it's cold in the house now, it's already solidified. Then we're gonna be adding some more spices. Bay leaves, some cumin seeds, a cinnamon stick. You can break this if you want. And this is Ceylon cinnamon. This is the true cinnamon. This is the good stuff. If you get the cassia cinnamon, it doesn't have the same flavor profile and there is a toxin in it which is not good for you. It's nothing important to really worry about, but it's just one of those things. Also, this cinnamon is easier to break up. Yeah, you can use this in pastries. More mace, some more cloves, and some green cardamom. And then we're gonna add our rice in. Now, like the chef was saying, all these spices is just going to add to the flavor with basmati. Basmati is already a fragrant rice, but if you add more spices to it, if you add ginger, if you add lemongrass, if you add any of these spices to the stock, basically what we're making, it's going to just enhance that flavor, which is what you want. You don't want just plain rice because the rice itself should be flavorful. Because if the rice is flavorful, it makes everything better. The basmati that I normally get takes around 12 minutes to fully cook. We don't want to fully cook this. We still want it to be like a little al dente. We still want it to have a bite to it. Check the rice, keep an eye on it because this is a very important step. So how the chef was checking it is he took a little bit of rice like this and just squished it. And if you still have a little bit of a bite, it's done. Make sure that you have a clean sink and that your colander's in it. You can put it onto a flat sheet tray, which is going to allow the rice to dry very quickly. This rice is fragrant. Now the jol, as the chef was saying, is just like the sauce that adds flavor to the dish. We're going to be doing what he did. We're going to be using equal parts butter and cream. Now the saffron that I get is actually at my grocery store. They sell it. If you actually add up the price that it cost to buy it here at the grocery store, just for a little bit, like 0.04 of like a gram, it is extremely expensive. I think I'm paying like 450 euros per 100 grams, more or less. It goes a very long way, but since this is a little old and well, we're gonna be making a lot today, I'm gonna add a little extra. So now we're ready to plate. Today, I'm going to be using my little Dutch oven. This is one of my favorite little pots to use at home. If you haven't tried using a Dutch oven before, try it. A matter of fact, if you actually take a look at how much some of the clay pots cost, you may want to get a Dutch oven because you can use them for pretty much everything and you can't like really break them. If you're going to be doing the done method, make sure that you have a little bit of flour, water, and a little bit of salt and mix until you have a consistency more like Play-Doh. This is going to be the seal that we're going to use around our little Dutch oven, so all the flavor stays in the Dutch oven, and so it just keeps circulating all that goodness instead of losing all that flavor in the oven. Now when you're plating, it's a good idea to have a little setup around what you're going to be plating, just so everything's within reach. We're going to add a little bit of jol to the bottom of the dish first, and we're going to add a little bit of rice, a little bit of our crispy onions. They won't be crispy after this, so not to worry. Ginger juliennes, as he did in the video. A little bit of cilantro. And a little bit of mint. Now we're going to be adding our chicken. A little more jol. A little gravy as well from the chicken. And we'll basically repeat the process. I know you guys can't smell the flavors, but if you could, you'd understand what I mean. This is absolutely smelling incredible. Make sure that you seal it properly, because otherwise you're gonna have steam escaping. since everything is already pre-cooked, we don't need to cook anything. We're just basically bringing this back up to temp, and all the steam and everything is just gonna marry all the flavors together. So he said to put this on for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna do the same with my oven. Just keep in mind, every oven is different, and a commercial oven like he was using cooks much more efficiently than a home oven. Not to worry, just cook it for about 20-25 minutes and you should be okay. And now this gives you time to clean up the kitchen, because right now my kitchen is a mess. Okay, now when you do this, you want to be a little careful so you don't burn yourself. All right, the moment of truth. Ooh, nice and steamy. Now taste test time. Let's try a little bit of the rice. A lot of the flavor comes through. You can taste the mint, you can taste the cilantro, we just added that. But you can taste the spices from the gravy. Personally, I think the rice is a little wet because I added a little too much gravy. That's okay. This is the first time I've ever made biryani before, so for my first try, not bad, and a very good recipe. But you can definitely taste all the spices. It's absolutely delicious. But if you don't undercook the rice in the beginning, right now it'd be way past overcooked. Chicken has a lot of flavor with a lot of the spices that we added. I need to get off because I need to eat. Please let me know down below if you tried this recipe out or not. And I know the measurements are off a little bit from his actual recipe, but still, it's delicious. Thank you everybody for supporting me on the channel. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. And let me know down below what you would like us to either react to or make. Until next time, take care. Oh, and guys, if you haven't seen the worst biryani ever, then be sure to check out this video here.